Well, this project came about as a result of the project coordinator Lucy, and she has been talking to me for quite some time about the lost village of Imber, and she'd been telling me all about it and saying I must go there and it would make a really good basis for a piece. And then she actually approached me more formally and said, look, we think that we might be able to get some funding and would actually like to commission you. My biggest aim for this evening is obviously just to get to know the band and to get to know the players a little bit, because it's the first time that I would have worked with the band, probably I think the first time I've seen the band. It'd be nice to be able to work with them and get to know the players and the ability of the players that I'm going to be writing for. There's a couple of pieces that I know the band have been preparing that I'm going to be running through with them. I've also bought two little short extracts of music that I've composed, which will probably end up in some form being included in the final piece, which I'd like to run through with the band. They're very, very short, but just create a real atmosphere, so I want to try and see what the band sounds like playing those. One of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is having the opportunity to write a piece of music based on such an interesting topic or an interesting story. I went to visit the lost village then of Imber, and I had a little look round, and I went with David Hayward, and we had a day out and you know, got to know it a little bit better. Very strange place in many ways, because of course it's completely desolate really in terms of anybody living there or working there or doing anything there, and so you've got all of these old buildings all over the place that are just completely derelict, so quite spooky in a way to think that it was just an ordinary village where people lived, and then for the last 70, 80 years it's just not been the case anymore. Just quite atmospheric and almost eerie in a way, which of course are all components which I can include in the music when I write the music. I started composing when I was 11, so I've been composing for quite a long time, and I originally grew up in Cornwall, and I wrote a lot for the Cornwall Youth Brass Band and my own band, the Camborne Youth Band, and took a real interest in it. And then when I was 18 I moved to Cardiff to study at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, where I did my degree for 4 years, and I carried on composing. In fact, my degree was in composing. And then just after I finished my degree in 2015, Philip Harper approached me with the idea of me becoming Corey Band's composer in residence. So I accepted, and then I've been their composer in residence ever since. So it's about 4.5 years now. I do think that the Lost Village of Imber is a really, really good starting point to base music. The extracts which I've done for this evening were as a result of just thinking about the broad theme. The overall theme of the atmosphere, the eeriness of when the village was deserted, and so they're quite eerie and I think a little bit ethereal.
What a lovely evening we've had here with Fishbond this evening. Very interesting, lovely piece of music. Looking forward to playing it.
The excerpts, I thought, there was the first one I thought was really atmospheric and almost melancholy, and for someone who is so young, he really knows what he seems to be doing. He really knows what he wants when he conducts a band, so it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I thought it was amazing, and you know, the way he took it through it made it interesting, and you could see what he was getting at.
I thought it was uplifting, inspiring, and I can't wait to actually play the piece.